So I called them and I went ghetto South London, swearing at them, where the is my money? You're taking a piss. You know, I've been signed off with anxiety. You know, I've got mental health issues and you're around with me. You, Rochelle, are a rotten apple. And I was like, you can talk. And she goes, yes, Rochelle, I can talk because remember, you're the one with mental health issues. It's like, no. And I tried to test myself to see if I could have one drink. That doesn't work either. Once I have one drink, it plants the seeds in my head and then I'm like, I got a taste for it and then I'm out. And then I'm like in bed for days. And it was just, and it was affecting my health. Like I was just sick all the time. And then when I stopped, again, the goal was never to become sober, but I stopped because I needed to rein it in. And I think I was just in a different headspace this time. I wasn't doing it, giving up drinking for my man or anything like that. I was giving it up for me. And I really felt a difference. Like it felt good to be present with my nieces, like to really take in every moment with them, to be doing really well at work because I was in all the time and I was working all the time, to not cancel plans anymore and to show up and all these positive things was happening. I struggled at first and that's when I started doing yoga and Fight Club. Fight Club was amazing as well because they call it healthy raving and it really is like that because you hear the tunes and you're sweet. And
that ended up becoming your vice, didn't it?
Yeah,
that was like your vice.
It is now because when I had that palaver with my office recently, I'm like Googling AA meetings and I didn't even end up going. I went to Fight Club instead and I was just like,
get the aggression out.
Yeah. So, you know, loved it so much. That's when I decided to get qualified and become a yoga teacher and Fight Club instructor and everything. I'm actually doing a course soon called Yoga Therapy for Mindfulness and Addictions because I really believe in that. I don't know how, who, what, why, where yoga's helped me with my sobriety, but that's why I'm going on the course because it would be interesting to know why. And the only time that I crave it is through hardships. It's never when I'm having a good time really. It's when I get a step back and I'm like, I want to drink it. But that's when AA meetings come in really handy because you can vent to them. Because that's also my vice now, calling one of you girls and being like letting it out. But you do get a lot of sober people that are on their high horse and can make you feel bad for having a drink or looking down at others. Like I'll see
judgy.
And I'm like, I think it's nice. It was nice for me at first to make sober friends, but sometimes I'm like, how can you judge when you was only there a year ago? Like you should have more understanding. And
the thing is, not everyone that drinks has a problem with drinking. Some people do it just socially and stuff. It doesn't mean because one addict has had serious issues with alcohol, for example, that every person that drinks it has serious issues. No. That's their experience, so you can't judge somebody on your experience. You judge them on their own experiences with it, if that makes sense.
So those people I just try and avoid. I mean, you know, we avoid a lot of people nowadays.
Not today, Satan.
So yeah, that's where I'm at now, and it's a not necessarily, I don't want to use the word battle, but it's a constant effort to keep sober. Some days I don't even think about it, and some days I'm like, watch yourself.
It's a hard hill to climb.
Yeah, and same with like keeping, you know, your depression and anxiety at bay. I always thought after the divorce and everything, and I worked on myself, I didn't ever think I'd ever get depressed or anxious again, or I would in little phases, but I had the tools to move on, and then slap bang wallop I get PTSD, and now it's just made me more aware like, nah, this is constant effort for the rest of your life. Some days are sweet, don't even think about mental health, and some days I'm like, right, you got to watch yourself and really look after yourself, listen to your body. If you know, I don't want to burn out, because I do that a lot. I work, I teach, I attend classes myself. I'm trying to have a social life. I'm trying to spend time with my family and my nieces and stuff.
Unfortunately, you have to be a bit more selfish in life.
Yeah, but it says that, you know, like when the oxygen mask comes out on an airplane, put the mask on yourself first before the children, because you need to look after yourself if you want to look after others.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really like listening to that and practicing it as well. And even with friendships and stuff, I've learned, you know, what is it?
You've always been good at locking people off, but now there's less chances, I think. That you don't give people chances. Before you might have given 1 or 2 chances and then that was it. Now it's like, no, that's,
a little bit.
yeah. I haven't got time for this. I haven't got time.
It's the lessons. You're older, you're wiser. How many times do I have to go through this with people? Yeah. And you just become intolerant to it and you're like, I don't need this in my life. Yeah. Anything that is going to be negative, leave me alone.
Because even like, I know a couple of people that you've never necessarily done wrong to me, but I've just got a bad feeling about you. I don't trust you, and I've seen you do wrong to others or something, and I'm like,
and values.
Yeah. And if you don't have the same morals and values, like one girl I fell out with this year, and she was like, you know, deep down you can trust me. You should something like, if you really knew me, deep down you know that you can trust me. And I was like, well, no, because we don't have the same values in our friendship. So what's the point of us going? Like, I could easily be like, okay, all right, we f up, that's life. But at the same time, it's like, no, I ain't got time.
Yeah.
Like, if you
there's making mistakes, and then there's just doing something that you really shouldn't do.
Yeah, because I mean, I confront people. I've confronted a few people this year. Proof of loyalty, handing it out, and there's some of them. We have different outlooks on not necessarily friendships, but like she would do something one way and I would do it another way, but it's no disrespect to each other, and I can live with that and I'm sweet with that. But if you don't have the same morals and values, and don't get me wrong, not all my friends have the same morals and values as me. I have friends that we go out and have catch-ups and have a laugh, but yeah, in the long run, if I have that gut feeling, it's like, nah. And some people say, you know, it's such a shame because you were friends for years and all that, and I'm like, oh, I think it's a blessing. Like, find out who your real friends are from now, especially like if I'm gonna have kids one day, I need to make sure my kids are around the people with the same mindset and morals and values as us. And not saying that they've got the wrong morals and values, they're just different. Yeah. You look at one thing one way, I look at it another way. All right, we're going to have to agree to disagree. Take care, all the best. Yeah. Good night. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I wanted to talk about a hardship that I experienced, friendships, relationships. Oh yeah, and how
betrayal.
To deal with betrayal. Don't beat around the bush, Daisy. Well, yes. Well, yeah. So I was going to say how you cope with adversities when you're sober. Yeah. Because obviously you have nothing to ease the pain. So one of mine, which was a big one, was finding out Rodney had been cheating on me, and I was with him on and off for years, and it just comes so out of the blue as well, because he put on this such a goody two-shoe persona, and then you find that out and you're like, oh my gosh. And it hurt. It really hurt. You know,
that I was hurt waking up and reading all their messages.
I thought we was all hurt.
What's this joke?
Yeah. Do you remember when I half wanted it not to be true? Because I didn't even tell my mum straight away, because I was like, please don't let it be true. And then we found out it was true.
I rang him, didn't I?
Yeah.
There was nothing. It was
no remorse,
like,
nothing.
No, it was just like, it is true. I'm at work. I can't speak now. So, all right, mate. Good job you're at work.
And so it hurt, and I cried, and it was a physical pain as well, because you're like, your stomach is in knots, and
when people say heartache, until you actually feel it, you don't. It really is like being stabbed in the heart with a knife, isn't it?
And then taken out, and then trod on, and then had acid thrown on it, and then spat on it. That's what it feels like. And this is coming from someone who's been through a divorce, and it was like. But I think that's the thing, when you go for a heartache, and then it happens again. It kind of opens up those old wounds again, and then it's like,
it's like you have to grieve for that person. And I think the initial shock of it.
The first emotion is like shock, denial, anger. Not in any order, but it's like shock, denial, anger, heartache,
you go through a cycle of it.
And
it doesn't. Them cycles can just keep going on
forever.
For however long, but you go through it. The shock, the upset, the angry. Okay, now I feel alright. No, hold on.
I hear a tune or something.
Let me go back to
it. Could be anything.
Oh, it reminds me.
That's that horrible person and what they did to me.
But one thing that did help me get through that being sober was I did let it all out, and I did cry. Because do you remember? I spoke to you and I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna have a petty week, and I'm just gonna cuss him for 1 week and get it out of my system. And I'd done it for 3 days, and then I was fine because it was like just getting it out of your system. And then like you said, it's a cycle. Like days and days you'll be hurt, and then you'll have better days, and then you'll have a maybe like a little reminder, and then it'll make you feel sad again, and then you get back on it. But you know, I really did pick myself up quite quickly. In hindsight, at the time I was really upset.
I think the way you found out, and I think the fact that you was away
in a
from
different
the situation.
Country. Oh my god, that helped. At first it was like I want to be home to see you guys, but then at the same time it's like I'm in paradise.
And you was in your happy place.
So I was in Philippines with my family. With my mum coming up for breakfast with like fruit in bed, ice cream events, and I was like, oh, okay, sweet.
And I think you just had so much thinking time and space that you could process.
I could process it, and then when I come back, again, similar to this year, I hit the ground running, started my website, my blogging, and you know, just really focusing on my studies and stuff like that. I had so much to look forward to, and then, you know, it was so funny because it wasn't even like, it was heartache, but it turned into like, dodge the bullet there, mate.
And motivation as well. It turned to you to be like, well, I'm going to strive to do this more. And
because I achieved so much more being without him than I know that I would have achieved being with him. Do you know what I mean? And that says a lot.
I don't think you realised while you were in it as well, but he was a very good manipulator. So he was very good at making you feel worthless. The
other girlfriend said that.
A narcissist.
Yeah, and then I didn't even think of anything of it until I Googled it, and I was like, oh yeah. And then when she said to you about that knew everything, and I was like, oh, and
even more hurt.
Hurt, shock, and also like, but then you turn it around and it's like, again, dodged a bullet, not only with you, but with your family, because, you know, if you're going to have kids with someone, they're going to grow up with the same morals and values as your family, and you think my kids are going to grow up with that. God willing, no, but could have happened. So yeah, that was tough, but, you know, thankfully my sobriety helped me because I could just process it and feel them feelings as well. And now you know, you can't turn back time, but I wish that every time I felt sad, just feel it and let it out. It does not last forever.
No, it doesn't. It's temporary.
It is temporary. And now it's
hard to see it at the time. You're so
hard,
overwhelmed with everything going on, and you can't think straight. That you can't see that it's temporary, but it's only till you start coming out of it, and a couple of months down the line you're like, oh, actually this makes sense now, like I'm feeling.
It makes you
because I think you start to learn to realise you're not worthless like they've made you feel.
I think when that happens to you, I think, well, it happened to me a couple of months before you.
Was it only a few months? I thought it was a year. What year was
it? Might have been a year.
No, I think it was the.
I think it was. It was 2016.
And I was 2018.
I always remember that when we went to.
We found out when it was in Positano, living the dream, and then I got a missed call from you, and I was like, oh, she must have called me by accident. She knows we're on holiday. And we were getting...
or something,
yeah, and you left a voice. And I was like, oh, I messaged you and I was like, oh, have you called me by accident? We're there getting ready to go out for a nice dinner. And then you left a voice like, like, broken. And I was like,
need
what?
To call her now.
Called you. And then...
Yeah.
Do you want me to say it or
I
do you want
don't
to say
even
it?
know. Go for it. You just...
So I called Lara and I was like, you're right, what's happened? And you said that your fiance at the time, we'll call her matey bruv, on her hen do in Ibiza, still can't get over it.
Yeah.
Cheated on you.
Yeah.
Cheated on you on your hen do. And I remember seeing the photos, like bride to be sash and all that.
5 months before the wedding.
5 months before the wedding.
And I don't think it was just the whole fact. Some people will cheat and be a bit remorseful or feel guilt. There was none of that. It was just horrid.
Savage.
It was just one thing after another, and just I just couldn't even cope with anything. And
yeah, because your whole life just turned like that. You had so many plans. You had the wedding day. I had a bridesmaid's dress fitted and all that malarkey. Like, we were good to go.
I think a couple of days before she went on her hen do, you guys come round and was trying on dresses.
And we had photos and all that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just amazing how you just don't know anyone.
You don't know people.
And
you can't trust everyone.
As well, it's the embarrassment. Like,
humiliation.
I couldn't physically do it at the time because I was distraught. But of having to now, I've got to deal with telling people this has happened. And you feel embarrassed, although I've done nothing wrong.
I get that.
It's an embarrassing. Now I don't view it like that, but at the time I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How do you?
Because it is. You do feel humiliated, even though it's nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
But the time you don't see it like that, you question yourself. What have I done wrong? Why would you do this to me? Why couldn't I be better? What was I lacking?
I think it was just the way it was done. It was such a savage way. I think if someone
no remorse,
and it wasn't even like you were going through a bad time.
That's the thing. Everything was normal.
Because she was FaceTiming you from there, like, hi, blah, blah. And also, like, again, right, so I'm talking about gut feelings and all, like, red flags and all this.
Yeah.
Right, so when she called you, she knew you were at work and stuff, and she just called you, told you it happened, and then went chilling, sunbathing by the pool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't cheat, but if I ever did, or if I ever disrespected someone that I love like that, I wouldn't, but let's say I did, I'd be on the next flight home because I need to tell you face to face, and then I'll be like, and I'm going to move out, and do you know what I mean? It's going to be, to just do it cash over the phone, like it's even more of a slap in the face, because it's like, you really don't care about me.
Yeah, there's no respect.
Really don't care about me.
Not even the little smidgen of like...
Nothing.
No remorse whatsoever.
And this is where I apologised to you recently, because when all that happened, and Lara, gosh, you didn't get out of bed for days, wasn't she?
I couldn't. I was literally I remember I was at my sister's initially, and I just didn't move off the sofa for days. I was just like a zombie.
And your family was distraught as well, because I remember I rang her mum, and I was like, when you call someone, it's like, hi, you're right, just like, you're right, and she was like, well, I'm getting there. Like, kind of, I'm like, can you put your daughter on the phone, please?
Yeah. Well, I forget when it happened to me, and my mum did it, and she said, "Oh, give me his number. I need his number." I said, "No, I know what you're going to do." She reassured me, and it started off so calm, and the next minute, my mum turned into some thing. She was threatening to put a brick over his head because it's like it's a knock-on effect.
I had all that. I had a van full of people. I had family, friends who just literally wanted to go there and destroy her. And I was like,
what are you going to get out of
it? And we're just as bad as her by doing that.
Into it.
And that don't change your feelings.
Doesn't change my feelings. I'm still going to be feeling shit. And imagine the backlash off of that. It just will make the situation even worse.
That's why I didn't retaliate, because obviously us, we're very heat of the moment, and I'm like, right, boom. But, and I think that's another reason why I was in Philippines and you were in Cambridge when we found out, because it was like we had no time or anything, resources to go down there. But it's like, when you think about it, what is it going to do? Is it going to better your life? Again, leave it to karma. What you do will come back to you.
Yeah.
And it might not happen straight away. It might happen years down the line. And you just got to let them deal with it. It's easier said than done, though, because obviously you're angry and you're like, you feel so mugged off, you want to do something. But yeah, so as I was saying, I apologised to you recently because as we were talking earlier about the whole PTSD, it helped when you didn't tell me to do yoga or meditate or anything. It was just being there. And then when you were going through your really depressing time, you know, you're grieving, and I'm like, let's go for a walk by the river. Like, come to Waterstones and we'll get you some books and then let's have something to eat. Yeah. And now I look back and I'm like, I wish I just was like, let you be. Yeah. And you're really sweet. I know you were like, you know, I was just trying to help.
Yeah, but of course.
When you know, through life experience, you're kind of like, do you know what, if someone's feeling low, just let them feel low and they'll get better in that.
I think as well, that was the first time I'd gone out, like,
left your
weeks.
House. Yeah.
And then it was just like
overload.
It was like an effort to just like even get in the car. I remember ringing you before saying like, I can't get in this car or whatever. And you were like, you can do it, just get in the car. And it was just like and the anxiety and the distress of thinking, I've got to leave the house now. And that, again, it comes back to mental health, like these little things that I've never
that you take for granted,
exactly.
Like getting and having a shower.
From anxiety, I'm quite a confident person. Like I've got a good circle of friends and family, but that has through me, and still now, nearly 3 years on, I'm suffering the effects of that. Yeah. And it might not be anything. I could be fine for weeks, and then it doesn't.
Get a little trigger.
Just all of a sudden, my anxiety's through the roof. And I know from that scenario, I'm never going to be the same person again, because I think that has broken something inside and has changed me, and I'm never going to be that person. I'm always going to be Lara, but I just think I'm more humble. I'm more. It's changed me as a person. Yeah. But the anxiety thing. Is the thing I struggle with most now, because it's like I'm stuck with this for probably the rest of my life. And just the thought of going to a place I don't know, or simple little things that people take, well, why can't you go? And it's fine, you're with me. Well, no, it doesn't work like that. I'm anxious and I've got to get there.
And sometimes it's good, I really respect you that you communicate that as well, because now I know, because sometimes people don't communicate it, and it's like, I don't know how to help you if you don't say anything. So I know when I'm with you, when we're out, I always try to have you next to me. Or if I'm going, like when I went to see my uncle yesterday, I was like, do you want to come in with me? So I don't leave you by yourself, kind of thing. And it's just making little notes like that can help someone. And it doesn't take a lot. It's just being more aware. And even though I might not have anxiety meeting new people and stuff, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to try and be compassionate to you and be like, all right, so okay, if she's saying she feels a bit awkward meeting new people or a bit anxious, then let me stand by her side, you know, little things like that.
I just think I never understood it before when people would say it.
It is hard, and
sitting in bed, like the girls would ring me and I'd just be sitting in bed. Have you moved out of bed? No.
Watching Friends.
I'm still watching Friends, just on loop, and I weren't even watching the telly, it was just on loop.
Your brain's going
not eating, and I think at one point my mum was like, you have to eat something.
Yeah, I got you dough balls.
Yeah, this has been weeks now, and I'm like, physically, any time I tried to eat, I would throw up. I couldn't hold anything, I was just water. And she was like, I'm going to take you to the hospital. Come in with like diarrhea and stuff like that to keep my immune system. I'm waking up in the middle of the night, like panic attacks, like you feel like your heart is going to come out of your chest. And again, this is all a knock-on effect of anxiety, depression, and all these panic attacks and stuff like that, and emotions.
All these disorders. And I was going to say something else. But yeah, it does get better.
Oh, massively.
It takes time.
Yeah.
And obviously the support of your loved ones helps.
Massively.
Oh, massively.
It's same from my own experience. So it gets better, and you'll always think, I don't know if you'll ever fully trust somebody again.
No.
I personally, I don't. I'll say that now. I'm with someone else. No. I've had a child with someone. But I don't think you'll ever have that 100% trust in anyone, because
it goes back to the bit where nothing surprises me anymore.
No, exactly.
And it's just like the worst thing can happen and you'll be like...
Because don't you remember I called you last year? So I met someone last year, let's call him George, another code name. And I was like, so that was my first boyfriend since being cheated on. And I was like, it was weird. I trusted him, but I still had an inkling like, but you trusted Rodney, and look what happened there. And then I called you, and I was like, so how do you trust again? And you're like, you don't. And I was like, oh, okay. And it's kind of like, I still put my all into that relationship. I know it lasted 5 minutes, but I still put my all into it and trusted him. It was more like innocent until proven guilty, and it was kind of like, just cross that bridge if it ever comes to it. But one thing, when you do get your heart broken, and oh my gosh, I have to say, never in a million years did I think I would say it, but I actually said to like my ex-husband, thank God I've got you, because that's one man like I trust implicitly. Even to this day, like I could never imagine him cheating or anything. And he's like my person, like when I do have trust issues with men, I think of him, I'm like, it's okay, like he exists, so there's another man out there that exists like that, or we exist, and we wouldn't do that. So it's like there are good people out there, because I try not to say don't trust anyone, I try to say don't trust everyone, because you can trust a few people.
Of course.
You too. But yeah, it does slowly get better. Support system helps you, and you do get stronger from it as well, because you're kind of like, listen, nothing surprises me anymore. Even like someone hurt me recently, like physically by accident, and I was like, listen, he was like, sorry. I was like, listen, been through worse, kind of thing. And like, you know, dodging bullets, I've like added it to my CV. When you go to an interview, they're like, what do you do in your spare time? I'm like, dodge bullets.
Completed it, mate.
That's what professional.
That's it.
But yeah, it does get better, and you've just got to remind yourself of the good people, people in your life, good men, and
I think with them bad scenarios for all three of us here, I think it's probably the best thing that ever happened to us. Although we couldn't see it at the time. You've got a baby, you've got your own business, you're doing so well with all these different things that you're doing.
I would have been able to do it with
all the
holidays.
Holidays I go on each year, nice cars, all these different things that we've all got in our lives.
We wouldn't have been able to achieve.
And we never probably would have pushed ourselves to do these things if
we were still with those.
We had been.
And even with even with event A, I was like, why did that happen? Blah blah blah. Why does this keep on happening to me? All that malarkey. And then I was like, do you know what? I'm so glad that happened when it did, because there's this guy, Kian Dooling, that I watched on Red Table Talk. He was abused when he was 7, and he didn't deal with it until 25 years later. And by that time he was married with 4 kids. And I'm like, this actually couldn't have happened at a better time, because I had no work commitments, no classes, no mortgage, husband and kids and that to worry about. I could literally just be in bed for a few months and it not make a difference, obviously, but it actually
didn't have an impact on the
other people.
Life.
And it was actually good timing. And also you do learn from it. Like I said, when I was with George last year for 5 minutes, I compromised a lot from him. Obviously you've got your list of kind of like what you do and don't want from a relationship, and I compromised. But the minute I saw a hesitation, I was like, Romeo. See you later. Because it's like, as soon as you see that red flag, you're just like, nah, Rochelle, what are you doing? You know, cut it off now before you go in deeper. You know that, like with Rodney, on and off for years. Nah, mate, you should have, that should have been done a long time ago. So yeah, you do learn. Let us all pray for our next relationship.
But I believe that was to do with you're sober and you being sober and not sober, because to be fair, I don't think I ever did really like him. I think I saw something that you never did see.
Who? Rodney?
Yeah.
You didn't like him from when he didn't let you eat chicken nuggets in his car.
Mate,
and you were like, red flag.
That to this day.
She was like, I knew he
went.
When when he cheated on me, and I was like, you know, and then the first thing, well, I never liked him from the minute he didn't let me eat chicken nuggets in his car. So, yeah, no, but you got to remember, and even like my ex-husband said this to me, because I haven't seen him since last year, but I recently saw him randomly and opened up to him because he knew I was struggling this year, and I told him about event A, event B, and I was like, do you know what? A lot of things are going to make sense to you now. And he even said that Rodney was like my safety blanket, because when you've been hurt physically by a man, you don't have that trust, and it's like, you know, you go back to that safety blanket, isn't it? And
somehow he made you feel secure.
Yeah, because I wasn't in a good place myself.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah. Anything else? I think we've covered everything.
Yeah.
Well, we could sit here for days.
Yeah,
I know.
We have to end it somewhere.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's it. Don't trust everyone.
Yeah.
Follow your gut feeling.
To be continued, Petty.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll do another talk next year, and it'll be more positive, and
we'll December. I just want this year to be December comes round. Not January.
Okay, that's it. Well, thank you girls for coming. And yeah, thank you, Bertie.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Bertie.
I'm Rochelle Rosario. I'm a yoga teacher, fitness instructor, and a huge supporter of mental health awareness. Years ago, I suffered from depression and anxiety, and I used alcohol and drugs as a coping mechanism. I was first inspired to create Rosario Fitness when I became sober, and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. Exercise is well known to boost endorphins, our natural feel-good chemicals that gives us a sense of happiness and well-being. Once you get in the habit of regular exercise, it's a great way to keep anxiety and depression at bay, along with some lifestyle changes like daily meditation and cutting out or cutting down certain vices like alcohol. All of these have helped me reach the best health I've ever been in. Life still has its challenges. After being fit and sober for over 2 years, I went through a distressing experience and was diagnosed with PTSD, which stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. Although I was able to move forward with my condition, it just showed me how important it is to look after yourself, physically and mentally, and how it's definitely an ongoing responsibility to keep it up. As much as I love yoga and meditation and how much it helps keep my mind at peace, I also love Fight Club, D&B workouts and SimFit classes. I love the energy and the atmosphere, and I always bring it with me when I teach my classes. My goal is to help people get fit and improve their physical and mental health whilst having fun, leaving my classes feeling uplifted and motivated.